So today's playfulness exercise is going to be about balance. And it can be pretty easy. We can be basic with it, or we can like play it up and be more complicated with it. But I just have to go ahead and say this because it feels a little redundant to me, this one. But I mean, it's not at all, because you don't know this one. But I have a podcast, Life is a Metaphor. And actually, there's several podcasts. It's weirdisuseful.com is where all my podcasts are. And there is one within the Life is a Metaphor cluster that is about balance. And so I kind of played this out once before. So that's why it feels redundant to me, but not necessarily to you. And of course, explore any of those. There's a couple on balance, but one where I just like really went through the exercise of balance and the metaphor of that and like what that brings up for you. And yeah, maybe that was more serious, a little less playful, but still, I think there's playfulness in this and just balancing. I have seen so many people stand on one foot and then you giggle when your foot has to drop because you lose your balance, especially if you're trying to hold it for a while, because you can't. I mean, even when you have your balance for a good bit, it starts to sway. Something shifts. You can't even really explain what, but something shifts. And so that's kind of what we're going to play with. It's just, okay, try balancing on one foot. How does that feel? Is there some play in it? Because you're letting go of the right way to do things and you're okay with it being like you're going to fall. You know it. You know that imbalance is going to catch up with you. And so that can make it playful and, laugh at yourself, like finding humor in your attempts to grab or keep your balance and look, crazy and wobbly while you do, and laugh at yourself when you stumble and fall and you just totally lose it, and that, because there's playfulness in that. Hopefully we've been doing that already. But this one is nice for that. Learning to laugh at yourself, learning to let it go, learning to realize how inevitable it is. Because when you're talking about balancing on one foot, it is pretty inevitable. We can make good sense of that. Like, it's pretty inevitable that you can't handle it forever and that, the imbalance will creep up with you and then it's okay. And then it's not the end of the world or whatever. But we don't remember that in life, and being able to keep your eye on that and realize like, it's not the end of the world. Or not even that, because sometimes we can remember that, but more like, it's inevitable that there will be times when I'm in balance. I can't maintain perfect balance all the time. I can't maintain whatever highest level that I'm going for all the time. And like realizing that and letting it not be a wrong thing, letting it be fine. And that's a more playful attitude, already. That's kind of a more playful attitude, and being able to laugh at yourself. Laugh at your struggle, your crazy, wild attempt to like hold it in and, get the balance back in life, metaphorically, and laughing when you stumble, or at least seeing the playfulness or the humor in that because you learned something and you had to step down, whatever. So yeah, I feel like there's a lot of metaphor. This is why I did the podcast post about it. But it's also just playful fun. Let's get creative too. So, all right, balance on one foot, but do more. How else can you balance? Can you balance on one knee? And how about on your hands somehow? And maybe it's out of your range to like do some sort of handstand or something, but okay, put your hands down and put one foot, one hand. Can you balance like that? Can you do the crab walk kind of balance? So just what can you do? Can you balance on your shoulder? Can you balance on your back, your hip, and your shoulder? Can you lift your other feet and hands off the ground if you were to do that? Playing with balancing with a friend. We already, did one of the playfulness things that we've done is the balancing with another person, or when we were doing acrobatic things we did, and then we also have like the airplane game that we did. So we've done some balance, but yeah, what can we do balance with another person in different ways, how else could you hold hands and like lean really far out and still maintain balance? Or how does that throw off your balance? Or adding another person in, how does that change your balance? Just playing, make it fun, laugh, lose your balance. You know, the funny thing is, balancing on its own doesn't actually feel that playful. I mean, right? You know, like just if I think about balancing, I mean, there's some playfulness to it, like this inner concentration, challenge, and playfulness with yourself. Yeah. But the fun part, the playful part, actually is in the losing your balance more. You know, losing your balance, fighting to keep it, looking goofy, struggling, you know, but losing your balance and then refining it again. And there's that pleasure in going back and forth, losing it and finding it and losing it and finding it, you know. That's where the playfulness is. And yeah, I think that's a metaphor too. It's like, so you know, we can find playfulness. The playfulness is in the losing our balance, losing our perfection, losing our grip or our grasp at whatever we're trying to do, and then refining it. Yeah, I think it's metaphorical too. So see how you like it.